Everyone's on the hunt for that big untapped market, right? But what if I told you the real secret isn't about finding a new market at all? What if it's about finding a new way to win an old one? Well, today we're going to break down a strategy that does exactly that, and it is a game changer.
Okay, so where are these huge opportunities hiding? The ones the big guys just completely miss? The answer is kind of surprising. It all starts with telling a really good story.
It's simple. You find a common enemy, a villain. I'm talking about a problem that is so annoying, so universally hated by a very specific group of people that they are practically begging for a hero to show up. And that, my friends, is the whole idea behind the Slay the Dragon strategy. So let's set the scene. Our story begins in this totally forgotten corner of the market, the world of small tier 6 insurance carriers. Yeah, these aren't the giant companies you see advertising during the Super Bowl, but they are absolutely essential to the economy. And boy, do they have a massive, expensive problem on their hands. And here he is. Meet our villain. And no, it's not some evil CEO or a rival company. The villain is a process. It's this ancient, clunky, unbelievably inefficient system of paper checks, mail-in lockboxes, and manual data entry. Seriously, this thing has been dragging these businesses down for decades. And this right here just lays it all out so clearly. On one side, you've got the status quo, their painful reality, right? A world drowning in paper, endless delays, and ancient tech. But then you look at the other side, and that pain, that's where the opportunity is. It's a huge opening to come in and modernize an entire slice of the industry that, frankly, the big players just couldn't be bothered with. Okay, so if you're gonna slay a dragon, you first have to understand the village it's terrorizing, right? It's not enough to just say, oh, there's a problem. No, you have to know exactly who is hurting and why. And this is just a perfect example of how deep you need to go. We're not just talking about small insurance companies. That's way too broad. We are laser focused on a group of about 1,200 carriers in the US that are not tech savvy and have these super lean finance teams. You even know who your champions are going to be. The controller feels this pain every single day, and the CFO is the one who ultimately signs off. That level of specificity, that is your superpower. And just look at the damage this villain causes every single day. Checks vanish in the mail. Cash flow is a complete roll of the dice. Finance teams are burning hours, literal hours, just trying to match payments. This isn't just a minor headache, it's a direct shot to their bottom line, and honestly, to their sanity. All right, so we've found our dragon. We know the people who need saving. Now it's time to forge the sword. And look, this isn't about just winging it. It's a very clear, methodical process. First step is discovery, where you really nail down the core problems. Next, validation. You actually go talk to customers to make sure the pain is real. Once you've got that confirmation, you move to positioning, which is all about crafting your story. And finally, you build out your go-to-market plan. It's like a recipe you can follow over and over. Now, at the absolute heart of all this is what we call the unique value proposition, or UVP. Think of it as your core promise. It's the story you tell that makes a customer sit up and go, whoa, these guys actually get it. So let's see how you build one. Okay, so the story always begins by putting yourself in their shoes. You describe their world right back to them, So you're trying to reconcile premium payments, you're dealing with lockboxes and scanning checks. Right away, they're nodding along. They know you understand. And then comes the but. This is the wall they hit, the frustrating bottleneck that just ruins their day every single time. This is the source of all that pain we were talking about. And here's the kicker. This is where you connect that daily frustration to a real business problem. It's not just about things being slow or annoying. It's about having totally unpredictable cash flow. And trust me, that's the kind of thing that keeps a CFO up at night. And finally, you reveal the solution. You pivot from all that pain to the promise, the now you can statement. And notice, you're not just listing features, you're selling the benefit. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. You're not selling them software, you're selling them faster cash flow and a whole lot less stress. Okay, the story is locked in, the sword is forged. Now it's time to drop the battle plans. Let's talk about the launch. The strategy here is brilliant. It's called land and expand. You don't go in trying to win the whole war on day one. Nope. The first strike, the land part, is a surgical attack on their number one enemy, the lockbox. You solve that most urgent pain point first. Then, once you're in and you've earned their trust, that's when you expand. You start offering more and more solutions until before they know it, you're their go-to partner for everything.
And let's just circle back to the size of this thing. We're not talking about a few dozen companies. We're talking about roughly 1,200 carriers. 1,200 businesses all dealing with the exact same headache, just waiting for someone, a hero, to show them a better way. So here's the big takeaway from all this. To win in a niche market, you can't just be another vendor selling a product. You have to be the hero in their story. Your product isn't just a piece of software, it's the sword they need to finally slay their dragon. You're not selling a service, you're selling them a victory. And that really just leaves one last question, and this one's for you. Think about it. Every single industry has its own paper villain, some old, clunky, frustrating process that everybody complains about, but nobody's ever really fixed. So take a look around your world. What's your dragon? And more importantly, how are you going to be the one to finally slay it?